My child, I saw your pain. I watched the nights when you cried in silence, when the weight of your heart felt too heavy to carry. I saw the moment it broke, and I never looked away. You thought you were alone, but every tear that fell from your eyes watered a seed I had already planted deep within your life. What broke you yesterday will become your biggest blessing tomorrow, because I never waste pain. Pain feels like an ending, but it is often the beginning of something sacred. It is the doorway through which compassion enters. It softens what pride once made hard. It awakens what comfort once lulled to sleep. I never cause pain without purpose. When your heart shatters, I gather the pieces, and with my own hands, I begin to create something more beautiful than before. You ask, Lord, why must it hurt? Because healing requires depth, and depth cannot be learned in ease. The wounds you carry are the very places where light will one day shine through. I am the potter. You are the clay. I press and shape, not to break, but to form. Every curve of your story is intentional. When you lost what you loved, I wept with you. When you felt betrayed, I stood beside you. When you reached the end of your strength, I held you up with mine. You could not see me, but I was nearer than your breath. Pain does not push me away. It draws me close. There are lessons that only tears can teach. Through pain you learn empathy. Through loss you learn to treasure. Through suffering you learn to see beyond yourself. What you call breaking is often me bending your life toward love. Remember the cross. The nails were agony, but they became the bridge of redemption. Out of the greatest pain came the greatest miracle. The same pattern repeats in every life that trusts me. Friday's sorrow always carries Sunday's sunrise. Do not despise the season that hurts. It is birthing strength inside you. Gold must pass through fire before it gleams. The flower must break the seed before it blooms. The storm that terrifies you is watering tomorrow's garden. You think you are losing yourself, but you are being refined. You are becoming who you truly are. The person who emerges from this valley will not be the same one who entered it. And that is grace. So breathe, my child. Do not rush to escape the pain. Let it finish its work. Let it strip away the fear, the pride, the illusions. Let it reveal the core of who you are, the image of me within you. Pain is temporary. Purpose is eternal. Every wound carries a whisper of wisdom. Listen. In the silence between sobs, I speak. I tell you that the story is not over. I tell you that ashes are not the end. I tell you that beauty is already rising. Hold on. The night will not last forever. Even now, dawn is forming beyond the hills. Even now, dawn is forming beyond the hills. The darkness has served its purpose. It taught your eyes to recognize light. You would not value sunrise if you had never walked through night. And so, every shadow has been sacred. It carried you here, to this moment of awakening. My child, I have watched your pain shape you. You thought it was breaking you, but I was molding you. Every disappointment carved space for deeper grace. Every tear washed away what no longer belonged. What feels like loss is often liberation. You prayed for strength. I sent storms so you could discover it. Pain is not a punishment. It is a passage. It takes you from where you were to where you are becoming. The path is rough because the destination is holy. I never waste pain. I recycle it into purpose. When you cried, "Why, Lord?" I whispered. Because this is how resurrection feels before it happens. You cannot see life sprouting while you are still buried. But the soil is moving. Roots are forming. Faith is growing. What you think is death is only transformation. Do you remember the seed again? Buried in darkness, pressed by earth, unseen by all, yet bursting within with quiet life. That is you. The weight you feel is not destruction. It is incubation. Something beautiful is being born in the dark. Look closer. The very scar that hurt to touch is where light now enters. The very memory that made you tremble will soon make you testify. You will say, "It was good for me that I was afflicted, because through it I found God's heart." I know the waiting hurts. Healing takes time. Do not rush what must root deep. You are not behind, you are beneath, where foundations form. Let patience finish its holy work. You are learning endurance, humility, compassion. These are treasures hidden in pain's soil. My child, lift your face. The sun of mercy is already rising. What felt like ashes will glimmer with purpose. Beauty is forming quietly in places you forgot existed. Trust me, nothing you endured is wasted. Every season has sown something eternal. You will not stay in the valley forever. The path will climb. The air will clear. You will stand again on higher ground and look back, whispering, "He was with me all along." Breathe now. The worst is not the end. It is the threshold. You are stepping from pain into promise. Every heartbreak that seemed final is actually fertile ground for miracles you cannot yet imagine. Keep walking. The miracle hidden in your pain is already unfolding. You do not have to feel it to believe it. Faith sees before sight. And I, the one who began this good work in you, will finish it in beauty. My child, do not fear the turning of the seasons. Every winter ends. What feels like endless night carries the whisper of dawn. I did not allow your pain to define you. I allowed it to refine you. It stripped away what was temporary, so that what is eternal could remain. You once prayed for wisdom, and wisdom rarely comes wrapped in comfort. It comes through experience, through the lessons written in tears. Do you remember how you learned to walk? You fell, rose again, and I cheered for every trembling step. So it is with faith. Each fall becomes a footprint that leads you forward. I never wasted your tears. I collected them. I never ignored your prayers. I wove them into my plan. Pain was the chisel shaping patience, the hammer carving hope. Without pressure, the diamond stays hidden. Without breaking, the grain never becomes bread. Now you stand in a new place. The air is lighter, the sky wider, because your heart has made room for grace. What once felt like loss now feels like release. What once felt unbearable now feels purposeful. You are beginning to see what I saw all along. Every scar on your soul tells a story, not of defeat, but of deliverance. When others look at you, they will not see pain. They will see proof. Proof that I can heal, restore, redeem. Your scars will preach louder than your words. When you share your story, do not hide the hurt. Let it shine. Tell them how you doubted, how you fell, how you found me in the ashes. Tell them how I turned the valley into a well. Your honesty will be someone else's hope. You will comfort others with the comfort you now know. The world calls pain a curse. I call it a classroom. The world runs from weakness. I meet you there. It is in your weakness that my strength shines brightest. When you finally let go of control, you make space for my miracle. Every surrender is an invitation for heaven to move. You will soon notice small signs of life, laughter returning where silence lived, peace replacing panic, gratitude blooming in unexpected corners. These are the first petals of the miracle. Cherish them. They are the evidence that resurrection has begun. And when the full miracle comes, when joy returns and prayers are answered, remember this: it was not chance, it was design. The same hands that allowed the storm guided the rainbow. The same God who watched you weep will watch you rejoice. Stand still for a moment. Feel the quiet strength growing within you. That is me. I am teaching to live unafraid of pain, to see beauty even in brokenness. What once made you question now makes you worship. Soon you will look at your reflection and no longer see the one who was wounded, but the one who was woven, a masterpiece formed through mercy. My beloved child, healing is not an event. It is a gentle unfolding. It begins the moment you stop fighting the pain and start listening to it. I know you wanted me to remove the ache instantly, but some wounds must breathe before they close. The waiting is not cruelty. It is care. I am touching what hurt you, not to reopen it, but to restore it. You wonder why healing takes so long. It is because I heal deeply, not superficially. I reach into the memories, the hidden corners, the places you no longer mention, and I pour grace there. Slowly, quietly, love begins to replace fear. Forgiveness begins to replace anger. Peace begins to replace the noise of the past. Look within you. Do you feel it? That small stillness that wasn't there before. That is healing. That is me. Every time you choose to forgive, every time you choose to trust again, every time you whisper, "It still hurts, but I'm not giving up," the miracle grows stronger. You are learning to see differently now. Pain no longer looks like punishment. It looks like transformation. You are beginning to understand that nothing in your story was wasted. The broken road led you to me. The delay taught you dependence. The loss revealed love. One day, you will thank me for the things I didn't remove, because through them, you found my heart. The very prayers you thought I ignored were answered in ways greater than you imagined. I never forgot a single word. I simply fulfilled them in my time. My child, healing is not forgetting. It is remembering differently. You will remember what hurt, but you will also remember how I held you through it. You will remember the nights of tears, but you will also remember the mornings of mercy. That memory will no longer sting, it will shine. You are becoming whole, not by erasing what happened, but by integrating it into who you are. The wound becomes wisdom, the scar becomes strength. What was meant to break you becomes the foundation of your calling. Listen carefully. I will use the very pain that tried to destroy you to help others find their way. Your story carries light. There are people waiting for your voice, waiting for your compassion, waiting for your strength, because they will see me through you. Your pain was the price of empathy. Now you carry medicine for wounded hearts. Soon you will step into new joy. You will laugh again, not because everything is perfect, but because peace has returned. You will love again, not with fear, but with freedom. The weight is lifting, the dawn is spreading. I am making all things new, including you. When you look ahead and still feel uncertain, remember, I go before you. I am already in your tomorrow, arranging grace before you arrive. Nothing surprises me, nothing overwhelms me. I have seen every outcome, and still I say you will overcome. So rest now, my child. You have fought well, waited well, endured well. The chapter that once broke you is closing, and a new one is beginning. One written in peace, joy, and purpose. The pain has done its work. Now the miracle will take its place. My beloved, can you feel it? The air around you is lighter. The heaviness that once lived in your chest is fading. You are breathing peace again. That is not coincidence. That is resurrection. The same power that raised me from the grave is breathing through your pain and turning it into promise. You once thought your story was over. You looked at the ruins and saw only endings. But I saw beginnings. I saw what the ashes would become. I saw the beauty hidden beneath the brokenness. I never left you there. I stayed until light returned. Every season of pain has a secret miracle inside it, the miracle of becoming new. You thought you were losing everything, but you were only shedding what you had outgrown. Every closed door was an act of mercy. Every delay was divine protection. Every heartbreak was a holy invitation to draw closer to me. Now, the things that once haunted you no longer hold you. The memories that used to hurt are now holy. You have changed, not just survived, but transformed. The pain you endured gave birth to purpose, and that purpose is shining through you like sunlight through stained glass. You see, I never promised a life without storms. I promised that no storm would have the final word. I never promised you would not weep. I promised your tears would not be wasted. I never said there would be no wounds. I said that every wound would become a window where my glory shines. You have learned to trust me in the dark, and because you did, I can now trust you with the light. The wisdom born from pain is sacred. It cannot be taught in comfort. You carry that wisdom now. You have walked with me through fire and discovered that love does not burn. It refines. Look back, not with regret, but with reverence. Every broken season was part of a greater masterpiece. If you could see the tapestry I am weaving, you would weep with joy, not sorrow. Each thread of pain was woven beside threads of mercy and grace, and together they form beauty that could not have existed otherwise. You prayed, Lord, why me? And I now whisper, because I knew you could carry this and turn it into light for others. I chose you not for the pain, but for the purpose that pain would unlock. I trusted your heart with holy weight because I saw the strength hidden inside you, the same strength that comes from me. You are not defined by what hurt you. You are defined by what healed you. You are not your wounds. You are my wonder. You are living proof that broken things can still sing. Your story is no longer about what you lost. It's about what I built from the loss. Now go and live free. Walk into the world carrying compassion instead of bitterness, peace instead of fear. Be a vessel of comfort for those still in darkness. Tell them what I have done for you. Show them that pain can be transformed, that mourning can become dancing, that ashes can become beauty. When they ask you how you made it, tell them this: I didn't. God carried me. Tell them about the nights you didn't think you'd survive and how grace met you there. Tell them that healing was slow but sure, that peace was quiet but deep, that love was stronger than pain. Your testimony will be their lifeline. And when the enemy whispers that you're still broken, smile and remind him, broken vessels still shine when filled with light. You are that vessel, cracked but radiant. You have been restored not to perfection, but to purpose. My child, this is the miracle hidden in your pain. Not that the hurt disappeared, but that it transformed you into love itself. The hurt once held you captive. Now it has become your wings. What once broke you now blesses others. What once felt empty now overflows with grace. Look at yourself, stronger, softer, wiser, freer. This is redemption. This is what I do. I turn pain into power, tears into teaching, scars into songs. Nothing was wasted, not a single moment. And so, I say to you now, arise, step out of the shadow of yesterday and walk into the brilliance of today. The dawn you prayed for has arrived. The waiting has ended. The miracle has begun. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your heart open. Keep loving, even when it hurts, because love will always outlast pain. You were never alone in your suffering, and you will never be alone in your joy. My child, the storm is over. Rest now. The lesson has been learned. The miracle has been revealed. And as you rest in my presence, hear this truth deep within your soul. What broke you yesterday became your greatest blessing today. Because I never waste pain. And now, may peace be your companion, grace your strength, and love your everlasting home. I am with you always.